This is maybe one of the most important pillars of our pyramid. And if we can get this right, if we find the right system for each of us, this will create a snowball effect. All the other pillars will be easier to attain and do. If we even income will be easier if we master self-discipline. So I have organized a couple of things that we could look at and try to use to become really more self-disciplined and be our own boss. That's the thing. I'm telling you, I've had many across the past across the past several years. I've had periods where of a few months where I'm working on my own projects, and it's always so easy to find an excuse to procrastinate or do it another day. No matter what, no matter how motivated you are, no matter how much energy you have, no matter it's if you don't have someone that tells you what you have to do, it's so easy for you to find logic, to rationalize reasons why not to do something. You know, I don't know how exactly how to say this, but evil disguises itself in rational and logical thinking. Okay, so we just have to create that awareness and that system that allows us to flourish and really do it easily. Number one, before I even get into the details, really self discipline can be easier to do if we are working on projects we are actually passionate about, that we actually enjoy. I have had times recently where I would rather work than go out or have fun. Like a few days ago, I was working on something I was really enjoying, and my friend called me to go do something, and I was like, I want to work, which is crazy. It's a new feeling, and it's exciting. It's pretty cool, like to have this ability to easily control my ability to work. So let's get into this. I've compiled a few things that we could look at, and I will make my screen smaller here. So there are a couple of ways. If you can look up here, is it big enough for you? Okay, so I hope this is good enough. So, number one way that we could really try to keep ourselves accountable and consistent with our ability to work, deep work, like every day, a few hours. I don't know how you want to set up your schedule, but like for me, I would hope to be able to do honestly, like at least, like not at least, but on average, 5 hours of deep work per day. Some people might say that's little, but when I do 5 hours of deep work, that's 5 hours like of deep work. Like if I have to get on my phone or do something, I pause that timer. Like that 5 hours is literally goes towards productivity, like actually working. So I've developed a points-based productivity tracker that I've been using for nearly 2 months, and honestly, it's been amazing. It's been fun to keep track of it, and it's been helping keeping me consistent and accountable because I feel guilty the days where I don't have a lot of points to put in. I will show you my. I'll actually show you mine. Yeah, my tracker, and you see. But this has been an excellent and natural way to stay consistent, just because I get that guilt. Like if one day I have not a lot of points, like I wasn't productive, I feel guilty. Like I have to make up for it. So let's see if you could look if it's big enough. But I want to show you the whole thing. I have to zoom out. I really hope you can see everything clearly. On the first column is the criteria of performance. This is how I have been uh, evaluating my productivity on a daily basis, guys. And it's really easy to fill it every day. At the end of the day, literally a minute or 2 minutes just to fill it. Like it's nothing. It's actually kind of fun for me. Like for me, my criteria of a productive day are a workout or yoga, meditation. Like 1 hour of deep work is 10 points, which is little. 2 hours is 23 points. I developed my own points value system. I just really thought about it and see what's actually productive for me. As you can see, 6 hours of deep work is a lot of points compared to 1 hour. I really put more points for 6 hours and like 5 hours and stuff, because if you do it, the reward is big. Like, you get a lot of points for that. If I record a YouTube video, I get 30 points. If I can do 2 in the same day, I get 50. I also measure my steps per day, like right here. If I walk plus more than 14 kilometers per day, I get 85 points. If I have a protein shake, I get points. If I walk at night, I think this is useful for me just to clear my mind, especially as a digital nomad. I think it's important to like have walks or times where you could like reflect on stuff and on your progress, if you're going in the right direction and stuff. A video edit, points. 2 video edits, more points. If I communicate with the community or do marketing, I don't really do market. I haven't done any marketing. Like, I don't, that's for another YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel about meditation and spirituality, and yeah, like sometimes I don't do paid marketing. I just find or I improve my SEO. You know, like the keywords. You know, that's marketing for me. If I wake up really early, I get points, and errands. If I do errands, I get some points. I'll show you now my progress. So if we just focus on if you can see here the first row, I missed a few days working out. I've been missing a few days, but my consistency becomes crazy. Like, since May, which has been nearly a month, I've only missed like 4 days without working out. And it's still going. Even today I should put 20. I worked out today. And if you look down here at the last one, the golden column, I'll zoom in. Look at how the chain 140, 105, 107. Sometimes I get days off, you know, it's okay. But after I took more accountability, where even my days off, I was evaluating them. So 70, 103, 127, 85, right? This is April. I had an incredible day in April here. And then, let's get into May. So we saw the average. Let's look at the average of April, and then let's look at the average of May. Average is 100 points per day. And May, 135. I get on average 35 points more per day in May. And like, if we look at the last few days, like yesterday I had my best day ever. 2 days ago, 207, 205, 78, yeah, but I put red because it's a danger, but I just need to keep these reds apart. These are like my rest days or stuff. As long as like they're not too regular, like maybe here or here, then here. Some red days is actually, we need red days, okay? We need red days. 150, 140, 170, 180, like I'm nearly doubling what I've been doing before. Like, it's been a great way to stay accountable. Like, look at I've only missed 1 day of protein shake in the past like nearly 2 weeks. Even today, no, I haven't had one today yet. So yeah, I wanted to share with you that. So I think that that is one way we can. It depends on you if you get that guilt if you have a day with a lot of points, or you don't care. If you don't care, then it's not going to be helpful. However, we could combine that with the number 2 idea of punishment system. I have tried this and I have not respected it, but I think it is the right direction to take, because we are going to have a punishment system and a reward system too. So let's say if I get less than 100 points per day, I am not allowed to eat something I enjoy that night. I have to do 50 push-ups, on something like that, depending on you. And we sign that. It's a paper. You write it. You write if this, here's the punishment. If this is the punishment, and we sign it at the end. And I think, you know, I tried it. It didn't work. However, I feel like we kind of need this. I think we need this. Like, imagine, like, okay, come on, if I have 2 red days in a row, oof, I can. I mean, come on, we can do that. I don't want to be too strict or harsh, but we were going to create a reasonable, not a strict but reasonable punishment system. Like, okay, 3 red days in a row. Like the next day I can't eat, something like that. No, we have to. Okay, maybe that's extreme, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how can we keep ourselves accountable, man. No, honestly, like for me, if okay, 3 days in a row without working out equal punishment. So, like example here, first I'm gonna write what are the punishments will be down here, and up here will be like criterias of punishment. Like let's say in 1 week, let's say, so how much is 5 hours of deep work per day in a week? 35. If I have less than 30 hours of deep work per week, so 30 hours of deep 30 hours minimum deep work per week, like this. um like this is the main one. This is like we like I showed you things how I also try to be self-disciplined in other areas of my life, but we're trying to focus it for work for digital nomad. But yeah, it is helpful to do it you too in all aspects. But the main thing that I want to be accounted for is my productivity in terms of work, because it's I told you again, it's really easy to find reasons not to delay, procrastinate work. So this is it. I'm going to Each one will have their own criterias and their own punishments, but I am going to calculate rightly the right number. I'm going to put here if 30 hours is the right one, and then I'm going to make a punishment for that. 3 days a row without working out, I have to make some sort of punishment for that. I mean, we have to keep ourselves accountable, and honestly, that's going to help. I mean, let's say I had 2 days in a row without working out. That third day, I'm going to know if I don't work out today, I won't be able to like eat tomorrow. So another reason to work out. So we have to we have to be honest with ourselves too, and that's why I'm saying we have to work really smartly on developing the right things, the right criterias. Not too strict, not too harsh, but with consequences, real consequences. So that's it. Next one up is accountability partner. So I think that this one we have to be very careful about it, because I tried it and it didn't work. Someone who was as ambitious as me, but we didn't set the right boundaries or clarified how how are we accountability partners, because what happened was that we started interfering in each other's personal projects. Like I would try to give my advice to him on what he should rather do for his work, and he would give me advice on what I should rather do. We're friends, right? So yeah, we try, but that actually delays us. Like it's not that's not the goal of what we're trying to do. Like so we didn't have a productive accountability relationship. It has to be, first of all, someone who has the same ambitions as you. And my partner was lazy. He had the same ambitions but was lazy. Always excuses. He has zero accountability, even though he's my friend. But if we do this right, I think this could work. Like if I find another digital nomad who is really passionate about becoming it, and we clarify the boundaries. Like I tell him what I'm supposed to do, and I will tell him like at the end of the day or at the end of the week, did I do it, or I have to be honest with him about what I did wrong. And it's not really about giving each other advice. It's really about like calling each other out, like making you feel ashamed, like oof, and allowing that shame. Like, and it's not. There's many benefits to this. Also, like just be trying to be honest with someone will help you be more honest with yourself, and knowing what you're doing wrong. So it helps even clear your mind just to share, be honest with someone with your productivity. So I think this can work if it's with the right person. If you have know someone who is just as ambitious as you and has like kind of the same work rate, you know, and it's just about keeping each other accountable, not helping each other to. I help you with your projects, you help me with mine. No, like the business partners, that's different. Like and business, mixing business with friendship, I've tried it and it doesn't really work because ego becomes involved and stuff like that. So it can be your friend, but we don't share. It, we won't try to help each other. It will be just call you out. I'll call you out if you didn't do that, and you to like shame me or even motivation. Like, wow, you did it. Like that's awesome. Things like that. Accountability partners. So I think this is a great idea if with similar with like-minded person or group. Uh, Great if we yeah, and I was gonna write something there. Not but not to give advice. It's really just for accountability. The next one is time blocking. So example, I loved. I still love it, but I have a different way now. Pomodoro technique. And what I do, you know, Pomodoro is like you block time. Like a lot of people do like 45 minutes of work, 10 minutes of rest, 45 minutes of work, 10 minutes of rest, 45 minutes of work, 10 minutes of rest, things like that, right? I do 25 work, 5 rest. I That's my most productive way for me, and yeah, excellent technique. Honestly, even 40 no, I mean 20 5 20 5 you know, and these add up like, and for me this works too, but some people might feel like they need to to them to get into a deep state, they might need 50 10 and what I'm doing now is like natural, organic time blocking, because I am really enjoying what I am doing now. I've really, I'm trying to figure out diverse ways to make money online, right? And I was trying many things, and what I've decided to focus on is tried only the things that I actually enjoy. And I reversed it, reverse engineered it. I thought first of the things that I really enjoy and how can I make an income out of that. Like this, I enjoy digital nomad lifestyle and everything surrounding digital nomads, because I feel like our mentality is very interesting. You know, we are very ambitious people. We love nature. You know, we a lot of us like meditation, yoga, things like that, and we are productive. And I feel like if you do enjoy what you're doing, you won't even need these time blocking techniques or punishment systems or none of it, because it's very natural to you. Like what I'm doing now is I just work, and if I feel need a break, I take a break. Honestly, just like that. And I'm like excited to go back to work after my break, so my breaks aren't that long. So this is, I won't say the right way, because Pomodoro technique was very productive for me, and it might even be better than natural, because you know I could do 10 minutes sometimes and feel like I need a break. It has happened that, but it also happens where I'm like 1 hour and I haven't had a break. So it goes both ways. So depending on how you feel, here are two techniques that I share with you, different techniques that I shared of how we can organize our time blocking to help us with our self-discipline. The next one is gamify long-term goals. Turning goals into game levels and give each level a reward. The same way as we have a punishment system. For me, the main motivation, not the main motivation, right now, as I am not yet a full digital nomad, motivation is money. So I know if I work, I could get money. So do I need to reward myself for completing a level? Will that motivate me to complete a level? Hmm. I don't know. Let's look at an example. Level 1, project idea. Level 2, project uh, project plan. Level 3, execution. Level 4, monitoring. So we're saying if I finish level 1, you can go to McDonald's. I love McDonald's, but I don't go often because I don't really like the artificial ingredients in there and the kind of oil that they use. So, do I even want that as a reward? Okay, what would be a good reward? Yo, I think that's gonna a day off work. Imagine a day guilt-free of being lazy. Because we can be lazy, but we do feel kind of guilty. Yo, I didn't think of that before. Interesting, right? But I mean, like, okay, no, I'm not level. I don't know, like day one, level one is not a day off work. Maybe level three day off work, but like can go out for drinks, something like that. Level two, you like allowed to watch a movie. Level road trip, things like that. Interesting, interesting. I mean, as a digital nomad, it is a good way just to, if we do have fun, like it's it's in a controlled way, kind of like we can have fun, I guess, when we want, right? But we deserve it. It feels better when you deserve it, and we do just generally deserve it. But this is a way to really feel the, that that experience, that reward. I like it, and I'm going to consider it. Have different levels for different goals, and a reward for each level. If we're going to have a punishment system, we will also need to have a reward system. So, cool, cool. These are great tools for us to really help us with our productivity. The next one is freedom versus consequences contract. Another way. So, my freedom as a nomad is conditional on X hours per day of productive action. If I break that, I lose privileges. This is what we thought about for the signing the punishment system. So, if we have a punishment system, we don't need this. It's kind of the same thing, really, guys. So next one is this really is more for people who are already or who have some kind of income and who could afford a bit to pay for someone to keep you accountable. Hire a VA, virtual assistant, or a coach who asks for daily reports, tracks your progress, and calls you out. This might work better than a friend because it won't interfere with your friendship, and this guy is getting paid for it, so he's going to take it seriously, and he's just going to give you advice. You don't need to spend time giving your advice for an accountability partner, and this is an excellent idea. I think he can also be a motivator, all of that. The really good ones are really expensive, right? However, if you do have income, or when we are digital nomads, this is to take our self-discipline to the next level. It's not that expensive to hire a virtual assistant. It's going to be like for an hour a day, so it's not that bad. You send him, you're going to have an hour meeting on every morning reviewing the past day. In that meeting, we'll tell him what we've done. He's already has his methods to track your progress. He's taking notes, and then he's reviewing during the meeting, and then he's saying, this doesn't look right, this looks right, on track, this looks kind of slow, like what's wrong, what's going on. So I think this is a really cool way for us to stay self-disciplined and as productive as possible. This can even take our productivity to the next level. if you have like the right coach. So I really like this. Right now, if we're not yet digital nomads, it doesn't really, you know, this when you have regular streams of income, this is not a, a, a big commitment financially, and it might even make you more money than you have to pay for it. You know, invest in yourself is one of the best investments, even though it's hard, you know, depending on the financial situation. The last one tool that we can use for self-discipline is tracking work progress and productivity. So have a tracker to measure outputs. Hmm. I like it. I'm just worried this might take up some time to do. Maybe or maybe not. Like example, an output would be uh, published a video on YouTube. That's an output. What's another output? Uh, is 5 hours of deep work an output? No. That's an input. The output would be the result of that 5 hours of work. Published a YouTube video. Um, published a digital product. Have a tracker to measure outputs. I'm worried if this is kind of the same as our first idea, points-based productivity tracker. However, this is more technical. I feel it's kind of hard to measure outputs. Tracking work progress and productivity. Tracking work progress and productivity. Tracking work progress and productivity. Published a YouTube video. Published a digital product. Maybe this can be useful for big picture tracking. Like let's say I have a calendar. Not a yeah, like a 1 month visual. And I already have on my side different outputs that arise from my work. If I complete one, I will put it on that day, on the calendar, on that day, in the calendar. And like at the end of the week or even at the end of the month, I will have a great picture of what I'm actually doing, right? Like, yeah, it's easy to say I did 5 hours of work, but what really came out of it? Interesting. Great idea for big macro, great for macro tracking, like big picture, like a month. We could say that this one is micro tracking. That means like a month, like really looking at the outputs. I like it. I like it a lot actually. I like it a lot. As long as you find the right outputs to put. I like it, guys. Yo, I am very pleased with the different options that we have and the option to combine based on everyone's personal self-discipline, mastery, and these are different ways that we could all use. These are really useful tools to help us become digital nomads. Imagine being your own boss. It's so easy to say, yeah, I know that. I used to say like, I can't believe I'm working 8 hours for this a boss in a company, and at the moment I'm like, I'd rather do this 8 hours for me, and if I can have that opportunity, I would. But I never had 8 hours of work a week. But to be honest, in work, it's not 8 hours of deep work. I probably am more productive working less for me than for him. You know, like I think it's different. We can procrastinate. You know, talk with coworkers and stuff like that. So make time go faster, find ways. But yeah, that's different. So I'm very pleased with our system, our blueprint. So if I hope that was helpful for you, and we'll talk again in the next video. Take care.